Kevin here with Train a Tree. Today I want to talk to you about the tree structure. So I'm sure you've heard the terms like central leader and heard terms like modified or open center or open vase and such. I'm sure you've seen trees that were like if you think of a Christmas tree, that would be a central leader. It's got one main trunk, the leader, running straight up and down, and branching comes out the side. Think of the trees where you see where they come up and then they spread out. So you've seen some that were maybe a Y. They had two main trunks that came out. So you had your trunk and then these split off. Some of them are three that split off. And so those types of trees are not real conducive for backyard orchard culture. Backyard orchard culture keeps trees much smaller because they're not orchard-sized trees that produce hundreds and hundreds of pieces of fruit. They are lots of varieties producing every couple of weeks more fruit. So instead of having 200 or 300 pieces at one time, you get them. So my particular setup right here, I'm hopeful that if everything works right, about every 2 to 3 weeks, another variety comes on. So this one here, that's my earliest one. That's an early May. This is January, the end of January. It's the end of January 2012. So when you look at the structure of this tree, this is a central leader. So I have basically one tree and I'm controlling the branching on this particular tree. I believe that central leader is the most important, the strongest way of growing a tree for backyard orchard culture. I want you to think of something. If you looked at my arm right here and I said to you, I want you to snap my arm, it'd be very difficult for you just to break it. Now, some of you tough guys out there, you break it probably pretty easy. But if I held up my fingers and said, you can either break my arm if you think that's easier, or you can break off my pinky, my thumb, whichever one. Definitely would be easier to break off one of these than it would this. This is central leader, and this is open vase or modified or things like that. When you think of backyard orchard culture, when you have three portions of a tree, in essence you have three trees. So we don't need that big of a tree. Now if you have unlimited amounts of space, which I don't, then and you want lots of fruit, then grow them 365 degrees. Go all the way around that tree. Grow them out like that. But if you don't, if you're like me, I have a lot of fence line, but I don't have a lot of space. So I am lucky that I have an open space here, so I grow my trees up and kind of turn them out this way. So instead of them kind of closing in, kind of opens the place up. So I don't care if it's citrus or if it's these plums, pluots, my apples. Think about how you want your structure of your tree and what you're trying to accomplish. And when you think about strength, because when you have enhanced fruit loads on these trees, you need those stronger branches. You know, if I hang a pail off my arm, a 5-gallon pail, bundled up in my fist, I can hang on to it. But if I put that one finger out there and try to pick up, I don't have that strength. So trees are no different. They don't have that strength unless you set them up to be strong. So you can see all of these branches. This here is only a 1-year-old tree. This went in last spring. It was just a skinny little whip that I purchased, bare root, and look at how strong these branches are becoming. So that is the key. But I'm able to manage this particular tree here, open up with plenty of space so sun can get in, and that's a key with central leader, is that depending on where you put them, with central leader, the sunlight can get to it and get to your fruit, and that is so key to making your fruit ripen up beautifully is being able to have that sun get to it. If you have any questions, send us an email. Differences between modified, central, and such, but at least think about that central leader and how much easier it is to control and how much easier it is to keep small than to have a tree that all spreads out in all directions. Thanks for checking in. I hope all's well.